Hello, ladies. It is Joe. Just want you to bear with me. I'm battling a severe respiratory thing, and it's really knocked me on my ass. For those of you who don't know, Natalie's mother, who's been battling dementia for the last 7 years, had a stroke and had a heart condition, cardiac event that ultimately caused her to make her final transition from this earthly plane little over a week ago, and the stress of having to deal with that, and not sleeping and being there for family and the emotions and everything, totally wiped out my immune system. So it was really depleted. Fortunately, my body was able to get me through that very stressful time, but now I'm paying the piper. So if you hear me coughing, please bear with me on this. But it's been a while. That's why I hadn't been here for a week or so. But I wanted to jump on and talk about something that it's a question I get all the time. And when I say all the time, I mean all the time. And the question usually goes like this: Joe, where do I go to meet quality guys? I'm just not meeting any guys. Or I'm meeting guys, but they're the wrong guys. Where do I find those quality guys? Now, I wish I can say that there was this magical place where all the quality guys hung out. Wouldn't that be wonderful? Because, like, you'd book a ticket right now, you'd call your travel agent, you get in your car, and you go to that magical place. The reality is, the truth is, that's not how it works. But there are three best places where you can meet the type of guy that you're looking for, the quality man that you're looking for. Because you're like most women watching this video, like most people who are in our GPS for Love community, you're at that point in your journey where you don't want to waste your time on the granolas, the fruits, the nuts, or the flakes. You want that quality guy. And even if you have a date with a quality guy and it doesn't go the way you want it to go, it's going to restore your faith in men, right? And it's something I see all the time with my clients. It's like, there's no quality guys out there and they don't exist. And, they're all married, taken, or gay, whatever it may be. And it's like, yeah, okay. And then all of a sudden they learn how to start meeting and attracting quality men. And all of a sudden there's this shift and it's like, you know what? They are out there. And they almost become excited, like, you know what? They are out there and they see other clients getting the same results. And they're like, you know what? I just got to put myself out there. I got to put myself in position to find those quality guys. So they are out there. They are living their life just like you. And they're looking for that special someone to share their life with too. So today we're going to talk about 3 ways you can meet one of those guys. Okay? And I'm just going to give them to you first, and I'm going to kind of discuss them all. First is through online dating. Right? I know some of you go, Joe, online dating? Nope. It's like nails on the chalkboard. Don't tell me about it. It sucks. Been there, done that. It's horrible. Completely get that and totally honor that may have been your experience up until now. But research is showing it's one of the top 2 places, whether you're under 50 or over 50, that people are finding love today. The second one is through a mutual connection or introduction. And the third is through a shared hobby, interest, or passion. So let's talk about the online dating one. Let's get that off the table. Because as I said, we just did a poll in our Facebook. Excuse me. We just did a poll in our Facebook group yesterday. And I asked, how would you describe your experience with online dating? Has it been enjoyable? Has it been tolerable? Or has it been horrible? And more than 50% said it's been horrible. So I totally get that's been your experience if you're like most of the crowd. But it doesn't have to be that way. For some people, it's tolerable. It's not the greatest thing in the world, but it's something that they're willing to do to get the results. They're just not consistently getting the results they want. And other people, it's actually enjoyable. They're out there, they're meeting quality guys, they're having quality dates, they just haven't found the right one. So I always say online dating is a lot like dieting. Everybody's doing it, but only a small percentage of people are getting results. And why is that? Well, that's a video for another day. But that's all we want you to understand, is that according to research, whether you're under 50 or over 50, online dating is one of the top 2 ways that women your age are meeting quality men. The second is through a mutual connection or introduction. So it's basically when somebody becomes the liaison to introduce you to a quality man. Now, it could be a coworker, it could be a family member, it could be a friend, it could be someone from town, you could be watching an event for your child's sports activities, and somebody says, hey, you know what? I have this friend. You're single, right? why don't you go out with them, right? Or you're talking to that person and say, hey, you know what? I'm really looking for someone. I'm not having a lot of luck. Do you know anybody? Because you're not going to meet, I always say you're one introduction away from meeting the love of your life. You know, it just happened to one of my clients. She was living her life, and her sister said, hey, do you know that guy that you remember when we were younger? Well, he just moved back to town, and introduced her. And they reconnected, and now they're beginning a relationship. They're seeing where it goes. And he's a quality guy, and she's enjoying the experience so far. So again, you're always one introduction away. But that's a great way to find the love of your life, is through a mutual connection or introduction. You know, and again, it could become from a coworker, family member, friend. You can go to a party, somebody invites you to something, but you got to put yourself out there. You know, the odds that if you're sitting around doing absolutely nothing, somebody's going to call up and say, hey, you know what, I met someone, probably isn't going to happen. But you've got to put yourself out there. You've got to make connections and relationships with other people. Build up your network, if you want to call it a network, so that people will introduce you. When I was single, it was happening to me all the time. I even had my patients coming in and saying, you know what? I was talking to this girl that was doing my nails, and we were talking about, you know, her love life and the crap she was going through. And she's like, you know what? And I thought of you. And, you know, I told her about you, and she's interested in, you know, going out with you. It's like, great, give me a number. Okay. So when people know who you are and they generally care about you, they want to see you happy. They want to see you with someone special, the right kind of person. Ideally, you hope they're not going to introduce you to somebody who's completely wrong for you. And that's something that you want to do. If someone introduces you and says, hey, I got this great guy for you, you want to ask them some questions. Tell me about this person. Give me some insight. Tell them what you're looking for. You want to kind of pre-screen, because what generally happens is the people who know you, like you, and trust you, you know, your family members and friends, they want to see you happy. They know you're a great catch. They want to see you with someone who loves you and appreciates you for the amazing woman you are. So they're going to go, you know what? You're single, and he's single, and he seems to be decent. You know what? You guys should get together. And other than being single and breathing air, you have absolutely nothing in common. So to save yourself some challenges, some frustration, just ask them a little about what this guy is all about, or tell them what you're looking for. You know, if you don't want to smoke and that's a deal breaker for you, say, hey, does he smoke? Well, yeah, he smokes. Well, you know what? Sorry, that's not going to work for me. And don't let him convince you otherwise. Well, give him a chance, because if you're clear that that's a deal breaker for you, do not waste your time. All right. So that's the second way. Let's do a mutual connection or introduction. And the last one, that's through a shared hobby, interest, or passion. Have you ever heard the expression, birds of a feather flock together? Well, there's a reason for that. You want to put yourself out there doing the things that you enjoy doing. And that's the key. Don't do something just to meet a guy. Don't join a meetup group solely to meet up a guy if you don't want to do that activity. So, you know, they're like hiking meetup groups. If you don't like hiking, you hate hiking, you don't like walking, you don't like physical activity at all, do not join a meetup group that does that just because there's a lot of guys there. Because you're being inauthentic, you're being ingenuine, and ultimately a guy's going to see that. Because he's in a hiking group, he wants to hike. So he finds you attractive. Oh yeah, I love hiking. And then you're in a relationship and go, guess what? He says, let's go hiking. Oh, I really don't feel like it. Why? Well, to tell you the truth, I really don't like hiking. And it's like, really? So you misrepresent yourself. And, you know, I believe in the golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated, and be the person you want the other person to be. So if you're not into those kind of things, don't do them. But if you do have an interest, you do have a passion, go do that, because it's going to make you feel good. It's going to make you happy. And we're not going to get into whole quantum physics and, you know, the law of attraction thing. But when you're happy, you're doing things that you enjoy, and you're connecting with people that you connect with and building those relationships, you've now become at a better place, a higher vibrational state to attract the person that you're ultimately looking for. And I know that may sound crazy to some of you, but it actually works. So that being said, I want you to go back and I want you to review this and look at these ways. Are you doing any of these three things? Or are you sitting around going, If it's meant to be, it'll happen. I believe life happens when you take action, but when you take the right aligned action. So it's not about just taking action for the sake of taking action, because that's wasting time. And that's what leads to the frustration. You got to put yourself out there. You got to get back on the horse. No, you've got to get back on the right horse. And you've got to put yourself out there in a way that's going to increase your chances of getting success. So I hope this resonates. I hope it helps. If you have any questions, feel free to put them in the box below. I'll see you next week. Thanks for your patience. Go have an amazing week. Love you all. God bless. If you're at that point in your life where you're tired of being single, you want to find that one special guy to share your life with, and you can't understand why you're having such a hard time finding him, I'd like to invite you to join our free Facebook group. It's a private group where women just like you are discovering the truth of what it really takes to attract a quality man and a love that lasts. You're going to learn how to identify the real obstacles, especially those that are unconscious, which are preventing you from finding the love that you're looking for. And you're also going to learn how you can turn your love life around, date successfully, and put yourself in position to find the type of man that your heart desires and deserves. Now, if that's something that sounds interesting to you, you can go to facebook.com/groups/findlovethatlasts. Or you can click on the link below in the description of this video. I'll see you there.